like to introduce another friend of mine. He joined our class his freshman year. From day one, he proved he was an extremely hard worker, making the headmaster's honor roll every semester. He was the editor of Reflections, Social's literary magazine, his sophomore year. And this year, he was editor-in-chief of the most successful yearbook. His hard work and dedication have earned him the privilege of attending Princeton University next fall. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Lamb, the Valedictory.
Our distinguished speaker, dear parents, relatives, friends, students, and fellow classmates. Let me begin by saying how great an honor it is for me to speak to you tonight. And I hope this speech isn't what Alex earlier referred to as a long, boring sermon. But if it is, I beg your patience. If you would have asked me 4 years ago where I would be today, I could not have dreamed to say I'd be here in front of you tonight giving this speech. Or for that matter, that I'd be even finishing my high school career at such a prestigious institution. At that time, I planned to remain at the average school that I had already attended for 8 years. But the Lord opened a path to me that I didn't even know existed. As my example indicates, we really do not know what our future holds for us. Yet through a solid education as provided here, we at least have a chance to shape our future, a chance to create and build a future that we may not even have thought possible. In the 6th grade, before I got these pair of glasses, I was used to seeing this world only out of focus. It was only natural to me that trees were blobs of green or that dogs were blobs of brown. But after trying them on and actually being able to see individual tree leaves, the world came into a whole new focus. Without education, I feel we're in the same position, sitting stagnantly by and peering into a foreign world. We must broaden our vision while keeping our focus. Obviously, at the lowest level, education is almost mandatory to survive financially in today's fast-paced, competitive world. America's image of a workaday society has increased the demand for more vocational-oriented, as opposed to a broader liberal arts education. With the continuing downturn in the economy and the accompanying difficulty in financing a good education today, it seems we're left with no alternative but to try to get the highest return on our tuition. Should we then believe that a diploma is only a ticket to financial security? I do not believe that vocational training was ever the singular intent of education. I hope our future does not hold for us a world of prepackaged robots who only possess marketable skills and who cannot think beyond a tax return or medical record. Statistically, it is estimated that over 60% of college students change their career choice, that is their major, before they graduate. Thus, we're only doing a disservice to these students if we prepare them for such a narrow future. The world today seems to be a moving complexus of technology, tripping over its own heels to move forward. The booming computer industry, for example, has witnessed the rise and fall of countless machines. If a university education does not help to form intelligent, rational human beings who have been prepared to face any number of situations put to them, the America of today quickly fall into America of the past. Its role as a visionary nation, composed of creative, competent people, will fade away. The writer Robert Hutchins once said, "What education can and should do is help people become human." The object of education is not manpower, but manhood. America's general consensus toward education can be summed up in this example. Most of what you have to learn isn't worth the time or trouble. It's mostly memorizing, which in this day and age is so much wasted effort. Information is available everywhere, except maybe in the jungle or someplace like that. And if you were in the jungle, you wouldn't be worried about what we have to memorize. High school students have regarded their secondary education as merely an arbitrary system or machine that has little meaning to their life, except probably giving them hell. The prominent psychologist, Carl Rogers, seems to agree with this opinion. He proposes that education should progress along these lines. No, that's not what I want. Wait, this is closer to what I'm interested in, what I need. Ah, here it is. Now I'm grasping and comprehending what I need and what I want to know. Yet in that first no that Dr. Rogers' ideal student utters, he may have cut off his career as a future physicist, cut off the enjoyment of classical music, destroyed his chance in ever trying to form a complete, coherent argument, or be able to appreciate a foreign language or art. He may have formed an impenetrable wall in his mind to anything beyond a football career or an internal combustion engine. Thus, it is true, the regulated curriculum of the high school system forces a student to experience and grow in many areas that he may never need or want. But then again, if we only subject ourselves to what is pleasurable to us, can we ever expect to grow? Yet, a high school should not be conceived of as a completely restrictive institution. It does allow freedom in choosing of sports, electives, and extracurriculars. But now we, the class of 1987, possess those fundamental skills to help us in our selection of our future career. And I'm sure none of my fellow classmates would have wished never to have received this broad education. I believe, however, the highest level of education comes in the formation of some sense of appreciation of this world we live in. Living in America, I think we often lose sight of all we have. We see our world through the narrow eyes of a single society, an isolated island from the rest of the world. But once we begin to see what our forefathers have accomplished, and to expand beyond cultural and geographic boundaries, we can appreciate our freedom, our great wealth as a nation, and our religious heritage. 2 summers ago, I took a course on the history of art and music, which greatly affected my perspective of this world. I began to see a beauty in this world that I had before overlooked. Before the course, my artistic sensitivity was limited to what one may call classical art. But afterwards, I saw a new beauty in this world, captured by the Impressionists and other modern artists. To give another example, after I took a video course here at Cistercian, I realized how difficult and complicated it is to make a film, as well as how beautiful a work of art it could be. And last December, I began to take private French lessons that has created in me a love for such a beautiful language, as well as giving me a heightened sense of my own language and its complexity. My senior project this year covered human physiology. Even exploring what little I covered, I was amazed at the difficulty and the complexity of the human body. Thus, if we miss the beauty of God's creation, we've missed a fundamental dimension to our own spirituality. Finally, I would like to thank Father Bernard for giving me the opportunity to expand my horizons these last 4 years in such a prestigious institution. Without such a golden opportunity, I cannot hope to be where I am today. And Father, our wishes for being such a close friend to me, who showed his concern through his humor and care. I'd like also to give my sincerest thanks to my family for the continuous support and love for me, and to the Lord for his strength and guiding hand in my life. And of course, the dedicated teachers who really have been the cornerstone of my education here at Cistercian. I would truly miss my classmates, whom I have grown to know personally, and who have shared with me both times of joy and sadness. If I may, let me close with this quote from Thomas Wood's Promise of America. What visions burn? What dreams possess in the secret of the night? And for what? For what this agony and concentration? For what this hell of effort? For what this intense withdrawal from the poverty and squalor, dirty brick and rusty bar escapes, from the raucous cries and violence and never-ending noise? For what? Because, brother, he is burning in the night. So then to every man his chance, to every man, regardless of his birth, his shining golden opportunity, to every man the right to live, to work, to be himself, and to become whatever thing his manhood and vision combine to make him. This, seeker, is the promise of America. Go, seeker, if you will, throughout the land, and you will find us burning in the night. Thank you.